Start of part 5. So none of these parts, none of these videos will make any sense unless you've looked at the first one, because the first one I explain everything, and video number 2, number 3, number 4, and this one I think will be the last one, don't make much sense unless you've read the first one. So in here we're going to continue taking a look at fake, mostly Nigerian profiles that Facebook isn't doing anything about because Zuckerberg doesn't want anything done about them, because fake profiles are more active users and he makes money off of active users. This was all, talked about in detail in video number 1. So this is the start of part number 5, more Nigerian scammers. So here's a guy named It's Ekitex. It's Ekitex. So, set up as an American serviceman, apparently. And here's what It's had to say. This is in the dating group Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia. These groups are where one of the most popular scams take place, which is the Nigerian romance scam. So this guy says, why can't I find true love here? I have really been looking for that precious woman. How long am I going to see her? This is, Nigerians and people from Ghana grow up, if they come from a big city, they grow up speaking English. But this is not good English. I really need someone to care for me, and etc. So if you take a look at this guy's profile, you can see a bunch of people think that he's a scammer, and a bunch of other people are, commenting on this. And I said bad words here. I said ridiculous, fake. Ever hear of a U.S. soldier named It's? And then I also said check-ins, Nigeria, what a surprise. And this is a case where I investigated. I put something in the profile, in the group posting, not the profile, the group posting where other group members can see it. And I put pictures of this guy in here, and I got nailed for hate speech. I think this might have been one of the first times I was nailed for hate speech. So in other words, I put something in the profile, I report the profile to Facebook. Facebook comes back and says, we didn't find anything, it doesn't go against our community standards. And then you have a choice of reviewing it. And when you review it, you're going to have one of these Mark Zuckerberg third-party unemployable idiots that don't have jobs, and they're helping Facebook now. So somebody nailed me for hate speech, which means I lost access to Facebook for 30 days. And this was like, the 4 times that I've done this, and 4 times I got nailed for hate speech because Zuckerberg doesn't want me raising hell about him having hundreds of millions of fake profiles. So here, if you look at It's Ekitex, if you look at the profile, I can't believe, so this was set up by, on the upper left you can see Emmanuel Okoli. So this is the Nigerian name. And he's going to give this guy an American name, and he thought It's Ekitex would be a good name for this guy. So, and this guy is into, basketball and airsoft, even though he's in the military. And I just took this photo here, this main profile photo, and I searched for it. I found this guy is, he's a real American soldier. Christian Mills, the latest tweet from Christian Mills. So I reported this as fraud or scam. Again, if you missed the earlier videos, there used to be a video for fake profile or fake account, and they took that away because they lost too many accounts. So now you have to report it as something else. I usually, grab something else, or fraud or scam, and here it says report received, awaiting review. And on the right you can see more stuff I found under It's Ekitex profile. This is sometimes these Nigerians will hide everything in their profile because maybe I mean, not maybe. A guy named Emmanuel Okoli actually owns this profile account. And what he does is he hides all of his photos and everything going on with him, just hides them and only friends can see. And sometimes they forget things like check-ins. So this guy, it's Ekitex, actually checked in at he's a U.S. serviceman fighting somewhere overseas, and he checked into Nigeria for some food, for some snacks at this restaurant. So more Nigerian scammers. So what do we have here? A lady named Emma James, Thailand friend only needed, and this is in a group called Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, whatever. It's a dating group. And somebody set up this account for Emma James, and they gave a greeting to the group here. You can see there's 145 comments so far, because when guys see pictures, and a lot of members of these groups are Middle Eastern or Pakistani or Indian, and they see a blonde and they go crazy. There's 145 comments here, people, and 209 likes of some sort. So if you go up to the profile of Emma James and you go to look for photos, they're all hidden. The timeline's hidden, the about information's hidden, but sometimes they forget to hide friends. So in here under friends, we have a mishmash of people, but the majority of her friends here are Nigerian. More Nigerian scammers. Okay, this is an example here where the profile's locked down and I don't have much in the way of information to show you that it's a fake profile. I just thought it was funny. So this is in the dating group Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, whatever, Southeast Asia, and Korea, and a bunch of different countries. And this is a guy named Benny Binning Mirakit decided to post in this group. Didn't say anything, just shows his picture there. So this was set up by somebody named Princess Naomi, which is, Princess is a common Nigerian name. They're, Princess, Precious, Prince, Beautiful, whatever. Their names are in English, but they're different names. And the reason I just posted this, the guy who lives in the United Kingdom, is just to to show you what the crazy name that someone decided to name. So someone named Princess Naomi decided that Benny Binning Mirakit would be a good British sounding name. I mean, that's just crazy. That's all I have on this one, though. More Nigerian scammers. Another military guy, and I think I've seen this guy's picture before, but this one's in a German uniform. So this is a guy named Jan Wu Fair in Skylord. So this name, I don't know what this name is supposed to be. They're posting in the same group, Singapore, Vietnam. Maybe it's supposed to be some kind of Vietnamese sounding name or something. But anyways, it says, "Hi everyone, I'm new here. I want to use this medium to search for love and meet new people here." And then right away underneath that, you see somebody posting with these blue arrows, which means it's a total scam. Okay. And you can see on the right, this is from California City, California, lives in Los Angeles. And it shows more pictures of this military guy, and I put this big inset in here with the German uniform. So it's not an American. So the Nigerian that set this up, the Nigerian name, It's Christ Eki, didn't even grab an American service person to set up this profile. The guy's German. And if you look under his profile, his photos, you can see he's got, Nigerian friends here, except for he's got Mark Zuckerberg as a friend too. But most of his friends are Nigerian, and I reported it as a fraud or scam. And this, of course, was because the fake profile button disappeared. And, the same thing happened here. It always happens. Nobody really looks at it. The account will never get deleted. More Nigerian scammers. More Nigerian scammers. So here's a profile that's not really highly developed, but it's another one where I put something in the comment section. So this person is, greeting people in the group Vietnam dating. You steal some pictures, you join a group. Hello, friend from New York. So it's not friends, it's friend. And right away, people, I got this when there were 34 comments. Most people think they're fake. I posted something in here again, risking being reported for hate speech. And I said African, Charlotte Franca, and gave the other name, M. Waneri Franca. And, I posted something in there to warn group members that you shouldn't be communicating with a person because it's a fake profile. But anyways, regardless, on the right, you can see that this person already has 1,119 followers. And that's mostly people who are following her from various other groups that she has joined in the Asian dating realm. But if you look at this person's friends, all of the friends, of course, are Nigerian. And again, I went through and reported this fraud or scam. And we have reviewed your report of Charlotte Franca and another one of Vine Fam. That might be the next profile in here. Sometimes you get these, you report them and you get, both reports back in an hour. But the same deal, doesn't go against our specific community standards. And if you want to review, you can click under that see options and ask for a manual review. But when you're someone like me who reports these things all the time, the reviewers don't review you anymore. It's really been months since anything that I reported and I wanted reviewed ever got reviewed. They're not even replying anymore. So I'm marked as a bad boy. More Nigerian scammers. So what do we have here? Somebody from Vietnam dating. And what do we know about Vietnam dating? Fake accounts. Most of the accounts here are fake. And this person posts a pretty looking little lady. And what happens? 161 comments. Hi, from Sydney, Australia. Everybody wants to meet this beautiful girl. But I posted in here, well-documented scam. There's no such thing as a Princess Missionary cruise ship. Oh, this is one of those. I actually have a few of these. So this person is on a, Princess Cruise Lines is a legitimate cruise line, but there's no Princess Missionary cruise ship. So guess where she's going? Africa. Because she told me that. I communicated with this girl a little bit just to get more information on her, and she's working in Africa now. So here's the girl's profile information. I did a search for that photo, and it comes up with Vietnamese dating and Ba Lan, and the girl has different names. Here's a blow up of that report that I had back. So anyways, the scam here is they're working on a missionary cruise ship. I actually have a Asian girl from Ohio who's working on the Princess Cruise Line missionary ship, and she's also in Africa. Not the same picture, probably the same African. More Nigerian scammers. So what do we have here? Stefan Haver. So Stefan usually is a guy, but Nigerians don't know that. Hey guys, am new here. Starting a sentence with am. I need a serious man that can take care of me. If interested, add me up. So, a lot of comments here, 101 comments because, guys go crazy when they see a girl with, showing boobs. And on the right, you can see Stefan is the name again. And this was set up by somebody named Igbeola. Ko Daladatif or whatever. Sounds pretty Nigerian to me. And if you look up the person, Sabrina Nicole. So here's one where somebody just grabbed this photo and set up a fake profile, and it was set up solely to, send these scam messages. You can see a guy named Sandeep Soni here, so that's either a Indian or Pakistani guy, sending you messages about investing in Bitcoin or something. And I just made a comment here, fake, showed her and, just showed her name and what the name was that set up the account. And I reported it, of course, as, fraud or scam. And the bots got it and said they didn't find anything. Almost all the time I'll ask for a review, and I don't get reviews anymore. But this was one from last year, I think, and I think they reviewed it. More Nigerian scammers. So what do we have here? We have somebody from that group: Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, and all that stuff. Cambodia, Korean Republic, and Japan. This is Serlina Brillian, and posted a picture here. Now this is a coordinated scam here. You can see right underneath her profile, the first comment was a guy named Nitish Kumar. Okay, I just wanted to show you here how they build these profiles up right away just for a financial scam. So if you look at the middle picture underneath, you can see this Nitish Kumar guy posting all kinds of things, and other Indian or Pakistani guys doing the same thing, sending these Bitcoin things. You can earn over $3,000 in 24 hours and $3,000 every day or weekday, depending on your choice. All this money-making opportunity. So this is common, where they set up the profile, and then they set up the first guy who, these are all Nigerians sitting in a room, and they set up a profile, and then the other people sitting in a room, or maybe they are actually Pakistani, and they start sending messages underneath her profile or underneath her group greeting to tell you how you can make some money. So this is coordinated between a few different people. You can see the different names next to the blue arrows on the other two pictures on this screen. So here, if you take a look at this profile from Sorlina Brillian, you can see the name up there. Anrif Haika, whatever, another African. And you can just see on the, or maybe Pakistani or something. And on the right, you can see in her profile Nitesh Kumar, who is, posting like crazy every time she posts something. So this is a coordinated thing between two different scammers, probably, or one person who has to keep a lot of things straight. But somebody gets in there and creates a profile and says hi, and then the other person starts commenting underneath, hey, I can make you all kinds of money. And sometimes you can see a whole list of people saying, hey, I can make you all kinds of money, and they're all people sitting in the same room with the same goal, and that's to scam Facebook users. More Nigerian scammers. So here's another scam. On the left we have the group Singapore, Vietnam, whatever, dating group. Somebody named Michael Cathy, two first names, and it's a girl. Company is the longest love confession, waiting is the warmest harbor. I don't know. Looks like they got part of this from a poem written by a crack addict. But anyways, here this lady is with her mom, and she posted these photos in the Facebook group of her and her mom. Now, who can resist talking to her? So 26 comments right away. And if you go into the profile, you see some Chinese writing here. And this girl went to Tsinghua University, and she's from the United Kingdom, lives in Chicago, Illinois, but went to China for university. And then you can see some of the pictures that she posts. And on the right, I just clicked and searched for somebody's photos. And there's also, this is another picture that's used quite a bit. Here she is in a Maserati, only that's really somebody's face pasted in over a Maserati. But anyways, this Chinese girl can actually afford a Maserati because she's a famous Chinese actress or model. So I pasted under her profile greeting here. Fake profiles are always fake profiles. And showed pictures of this person who is a famous Chinese person. More Nigerian scammers. So here's a guy named Mark Elvis, and he is posting I didn't get the greeting here. Like I said, some of these really old ones, I didn't get enough screen captures, and I didn't go back looking for them to make this video. But here's a guy, can't read that because it's too small, but it's not Mark Elvis in the top line up there. And if you go into the profile, you can do a couple things here. One, you can right click on the picture and see where this photo was stolen from, and you can also go through the list of friends here, and all of these friends are Nigerian. And this was when fake account was still had a button. This was over a year ago. So I reported this as a fake account. And what happened? The same thing, report profile, and it comes back. This doesn't go against any of our specific community standards. Okay, so here's a couple more slides. One on the left, you can see this was submitted for review as a fake profile because fake profile existed back then. Again, this is over a year ago. So somewhere in mid-2020 is when I reported this. And I asked for a review, and on the right, this is a message that you won't see now because this message went with fake profile. So when you click on fake profile, the bots are going to look for it first. They won't find anything, and then they'll report back to you. Then when you ask for a review, it used to be that you got this specific message back from a fake profile. And it says, we didn't take down Mark Elvis's profile. We know it's not what you wanted to hear, but it doesn't go against our community standards. So that message doesn't exist anymore. You won't see anything, we didn't take down the profile, because that went with fake profile, which is a button that's no longer there. But anyways, it doesn't matter how much proof you give these guys. You can post something in the greeting. And again, I never report a fake profile in the profile. I always report the profile in the group greeting because that lets other members know that they shouldn't be talking to this, scammer. More Nigerian scammers. Now, here's a friend request coming just to me. So it's coming from somebody named Selena Matthew. And, every time I get put in Facebook jail, I'm out of Facebook for 30 days. So, like right now, I just got back out of Facebook jail. So I think I have like 34 new friend requests to go through. But anyways, this is a girl named Selena Matthew, and I looked at her profile, and then I right-clicked on the photo, on the main photo, and saw that again we have Tina Mooney a few times, but other names also, and that's a good sign that this person's maybe the real person is Tina Mooney, but the fact that there's other names set up means that the scammer used that photo in other profiles and other Facebook groups. So sometimes when you find a photo of somebody you want to set up an account, you just use the same photo to set up account after account after account. And here you can see the friends, all Nigerian. So you can scroll down through all these friends here and see that all of this person's friends are, Nigerian, which pretty good clue that the person, this Selena Matthew doesn't exist, and those are, we know those photos are fake, and it's a Nigerian scammer. And this I included here because they used to have a button called fake name too, in addition to fake account. Both of those are gone now. So I showed you in number one, in video number one, what all the current options are, and I explained that in detail. So anyways, report received and decision made, nothing that goes against community standards. More Nigerian scammers. Now this one's a little bit different than a lot of people because this was a group greeting and I didn't capture the screen print from the group greeting, but I went into her profile and this girl's name is An Bin, which is a legitimate name, a Vietnamese name. And I started up a conversation with this girl. You can see on the right. She's talking to me here. I'm born and raised in San Jose, California. Moved to Maryland after the death of my parents. My dad was a Vietnamese boat person. And she works at the Princess Cruise Line. And I said, no, you are in Nigeria. So it doesn't take much time for me to figure out whether it's a fake profile or not. So anyways, under this person's profile, there's a lot of photos in here of an actual boat cruise. And the photos circled in red I found right away because the boat cruise line actually uses these photos. You can see the top one here where there's a bunch of diners up against windows. And you can see on the bottom, she's got some stuff in bags that she's carrying around in the kitchen. So I found this person on the right. The actual person who is a chef on this cruise is this girl on the right. And that's a legitimate profile, Leah Hu. So, but I posted in the group here and said, hey, this person's fake. Pics are from a Budapest riverboat. This is actually a riverboat that goes up and down the river in Budapest, between Buda and Pest. Girl is a pastry chef. Here's her real profile. Riverboat here, and I showed the 2 p.m. buffet lunch cruise at the Budapest River cruise. So, it didn't take long to find her. And there's only 32 friends, but, nobody deleted this profile, so she's probably got 3,200 friends now. And she's posing as this person. She just stole her profile and pictures and everything. And here, you can see I did a right click and search for the photos, and here's the home page for the Budapest River Cruise, and there's the photo that I mentioned before with people up against the windows at the 2 p.m. buffet lunch. So, these people, when they steal things, sometimes they just go crazy stealing information, but it's still stolen, and they're still going to wind up scamming you somehow. And again, this was when fake account was still around, so I reported it as a fake account. And of course, they received the report and didn't find anything wrong. Didn't go against community standards. More Nigerian scammers. So this is from over a year ago too, and this is another friend request coming in. And it's a girl named Sarah Lanks. And if you look at her information here, Sarah, a white girl, flipping you the bird, is from Lagos, Nigeria, lives in New York, went to, guess where, Oxford, and also at New York University. That's two of the universities on the list of universities that these Nigerians know, University of New York and Oxford and Harvard and Stanford, you see a lot. But of course, I thought that was all fake, and I looked for her photo, and I looked at her friends here. So you can see on the right, every single friend, except for maybe Pretty Gold, all of these are Nigerian people. So, it's a friend request coming in from somebody who wants to, when you get something like this, they want you to make friends because they want to go in and steal all your profile photos and set up another fake profile. So don't ever, accept friend requests without thoroughly investigating them. So here, this was back when The fake account button was still there, so you could report something as a fake account. And these are the photos of this girl who we've found all over Facebook. And I don't know who that person is, but they're stolen photos. And of course, I got a message back saying that it doesn't violate any of their specific criteria. More Nigerian scammers. So here is a person in Vietnam dating group again, which is, most of the profiles in this group. If you see a profile in a group that's not a Vietnamese looking girl, it's definitely fake. And some of the Vietnamese looking girls are fake. And some, most of the time these Nigerians can't tell a Vietnamese girl from a Thai girl from a Japanese or Chinese. They all look the same to them. But if you see, I've shown you examples before in this very video here where they're using Korean people and Chinese people because they don't know what Vietnamese people look like. Anyways, here, hello everyone, am new here, and guess what? If you look at Kristen Greist, if you look at her friends, where are her friends from? They're all Nigerian. What a surprise here. So this was back when this was more recently than say June or July of 2020 when they took away the button to report a fake profile. So now you have only harassment or suicide or injury or whatever, or you can click under other, and if you click under other you can see fraud or intellectual property. There's really nothing good to pick here, but I picked fraud or scam. And, awaiting review. And of course, what happened? The bots didn't find anything. You request a review from a real person, and they don't find anything either. Nothing goes against community standards. More Nigerian scammers. Now, here's something that you will see a lot in Facebook in these Southeast Asian countries. This is, where is this? She doesn't look particularly Thai, but I think this is Thailand. But anyways, this is a girl, goes by Natasha Mawang, followed by 3,400 people. You can see here on the left it says, life when I was a little girl, freelance is very difficult. Freelance prostitution. In other words, she's a freelancer. Now, I've never been to Thailand. I'm a professional global business and engineering consultant. I travel all over the world, but I go to countries that can hire me. And there's no industry in Thailand or Vietnam or any Southeast Asian country. So when I go to Asia, I work in places like Korea and China and Japan and also live there. So life when I was a little girl, freelance is very difficult. I had to stand under the jackfruit tree 8 or 9 hours, working hard, getting customers. Life is so hard. During COVID, it's good. No need to stand under the jackfruit tree. So here's a girl who's just a freelancer posting on her personal blog about, her life now. Bored and tired, want to go shopping. Here's my phone number. Thank you. Now, I don't have any problem with stuff like this. It's somebody that just has their own personal profile. She happens to have an occupation that a lot of people in Thailand have. She's, works in the sex industry. And Bloomberg just did a pretty big report on the sex industry, and it's estimated that the sex industry in Thailand is 10 to 12% of the GDP. So, and they also in that report said, hey, people, the new leadership in Thailand wants to shut down the director of tourism or the cabinet member who's the head of tourism wants to shut down all prostitution. That'll kill the economy, and that's what Bloomberg said. It says you don't want to do this. If you shut down the sex industry for one day, it'll cripple Thailand, because it's a really big part of it. And you look at a girl here and you think, she's rich, she probably drives sports cars and stuff. But the thing is, she sends a lot of money back to her little village where she came from. And she probably tells her mom and dad she's a singer or something, or a performer, or, works in a restaurant or something, or runs a restaurant. She probably doesn't tell them that she's a prostitute. And, she supports not only herself, but her community back in rural Thailand somewhere. the sex industry in Thailand is basically confined to like Bangkok and you know, Pattaya and other areas south of Bangkok along the coast, but close to Bangkok. When you get far away from Bangkok, you're not in the sex industry anymore. But anyways, it's something that just happens. You'll see these profiles if you get into these groups, and certainly not after people like her. There's the sex industry is too big to shut down, and it would be devastating to the Thailand economy. It's a shame that in some way, I did a lot of research on this because, every time I see a girl who, in one of these groups and I start communicating with her, these girls, most of the girls in Thailand are really hardworking girls. They might work on a farm, or they might work, in a fruit market or something like that. But they work hard, and they support, a family. And, they have single family homes that are really nice, so, and this girl, I'm sure she has a really, really nice single family home. But, I just wanted to make it clear I'm not after people like this. This is, just a girl who's doing what she needs to do. And it doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's just not the target of this series of videos. More Nigerian scammers. Oh, and I just wanted to throw these messages in here because I never really included the whole stream of messages that you would get. So the one on the left is a response to Janwoo Fair, which is somebody that was only a few screens above or before in the video. But this is what the entire feedback looks like when you get it from support. You get we received your report. The bots, they don't say the bots, but they say they don't find anything with wrong with our specific community standards. And then it says you requested a review. We'll send an update, and then here's the update to the review. Thanks for letting us know about this. The post was reviewed, and it doesn't go against one of our specific community standards. And if you notice, that message of the review is exactly the same of the message where you first reported it. So both of them are a review because you reported one to the bots. But I just wanted to show you what the whole stream looks like, and the one on the right, we received your report of Serlina Brillian. That's another person that we just looked at. Anyways, there's a lot more that goes on between the communication of you and support, and this is what the whole stream looks like. And Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark, I don't care too much for the guy. The only thing he did in his life that was good was when he was in Harvard, he started dating a Chinese girl, Priscilla. And they actually got married, and now they have kids, or a kid anyway. And I think that she is, in many ways, the backbone of this relationship because, he came out a year ago and said something that, in the future, both him and Priscilla are going to sell all their Facebook stock and they're going to donate everything to charity, which is cool. But in the meantime, what are you doing? You're maximizing your own wealth at the expense of all Facebook members. And if she knew that, she would kill you, And that's what you're doing is you're letting all these scammers, scam people, and you're not doing anything about it. You could certainly get in there and delete 100 million accounts tomorrow. Okay, that's all we have. Thank you.